Longtime friend, longtime funniest comedian in Los Angeles, ladies and gentlemen, the king of the Jews himself, Adam Feuerberg. Woo!
Hey, thank you guys. Thank you so much. You know, I don't think that intro is descriptive enough, by the way. You left a few more out there. You left out baldest comedian in L.A. I'm thinking on a few others. But, hey, it was all good in any case. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for having me on.
So, Adam, we also saw that there were Jewish flags at the Capitol riots on January 6th. We were wondering, what were you doing there? What were you doing there?
Well, you know, they kept saying, stop the steal, stop the steal. And as you know, us Jews like to preserve our wealth as much as we can. I didn't know what they were stealing, but whatever they were stealing, we're going to stop it.
Oh, that's a pretty good answer. I didn't think of it that way. But now that you put it that way, I respect your views.
I don't know what they're stealing, but they should stop it. You know what I mean? Like, don't steal. Don't steal it.
No. In that case, a lot of Hollywood should be there. Like, they should have joined you on January 6th. But yeah, we'll get underway with Anthony Davis. Obviously, we'll get a more serious topic just in case PC just wipe off the dirtiness of the PC possibly getting us after that. But Anthony Davis has suffered.
What, was Anthony Davis at the riot too? Is this news? What happened?
But his eyebrow was
the eagle, the eagle that was on those chests that you guys saw, the 6MWE.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? Like it was actually an eyebrow.
I would imagine that the collective height of everyone there was probably like 5'7", 5'8". So if he was there, he would have stuck out pretty badly. Oh. I have a feeling a lot of Napoleonic complexes storming the Capitol on the 6th.
Do you know how much Breitbart or like Epic Times would have just like took pictures of Anthony Davis? It would have been like the whole. It would have been the whole. See, we have a black story. Friend type of thing.
It would be the story. See, we're not all bad.
Speaking of which, where was Herschel Walker? Like, was he too busy that day to come out?
I know. You know what's so funny about Herschel Walker is that apparently the CTE in him is so bad that sometimes he can't remember telling stories about his playing days. And so it's listen, everyone gives him a lot of shit right now gives him some crap right now for some of the choices that he's made. I'm like, he may not even know where he is. Give the man a break.
Hey, for all we know, it could be the My Pillows he's sleeping on every night.
After banging his head up against football players for so long, he needs a cozy place to lay his head.
And hey, it doesn't help the fact that he was a cage fighter in his 50s.
Jesus, that's right. Oh, God. Well, you know what I mean. My Pillow, the pillow for CTE. That's what they say.
Have you guys tried those pillows? I'm kind of curious now if they're really that good.
Well, get them fast because they're about to become collector's items, dude. I think Bed Bath & Beyond said they're going to stop selling them. So we'll see. But eventually they'll just set up 800 number on Newsmax or something. So they won't be forever gone, but they'll be like that Olympics, that NES Olympics game that goes on for $10,000 every time it's on eBay.
Wait, which game?
It's some rare Olympic sports game that was compatible with that pad. In the late time of the NES, there was that pad that you can run on. And I think it came with an Olympic game, but there was one release later where every time a cartridge of it is sold online, it goes for thousands and thousands of dollars. Which goes to show you, kids,
wow.
Play video games now, don't sell them, and in 40 years, you'll have a fortune.
So I feel like all this is going over Zach's head because he was born before the invention of a cartridge.
What's a cartridge?
Sorry, go ahead.
Real quick, what you said about My Pillow being I'm pretty sure it's going to be on a website. My Pillow's website is going to be flourishing, where it's just a lot of the stuff that you could buy in retail stores is going to be hurting. But what if they give you an exclusive offer? What if instead of a pillowcase with your pillow, it's a KKK hoodie?
Well, here's that sponsorship idea that I had for us.
Cut out. It comes with a pillowcase with the eyes already cut out. It's genius. It's genius. You're a genius, Zach. That's why you have this job.
Hey, you got to keep a business alive one way or another, The weak is meat and the strong do eat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Brought to you by My Pillow.
So Adam, back to Anthony Davis. He re-aggravated his Achilles. It looks as if he'll be out 2 to 3 weeks. I asked Mark in the first segment, but I want to also get your answer. Do you think he should be out for longer?
And Achilles is such like it's such a terrible injury where like if it completely pops out, the guy's out for a year and a half. So I wonder if they can hold him off as long as they can. The question is, because really the thought process, at least in my opinion, is that this affects wins now, which means it affects playoff seeding, which, can a full complement of the roster beat anybody? Is really got to be the question. My gut instinct is yes, and so they really shouldn't be worried about accumulating that many wins right now. They should be more resting up for late March and the April push for the playoffs. But it's just a dodgy thing because it's one of those things where sometimes they say like a sprain is worse than a break or a torn tendon because you don't know how far along it is until he plays again. Because he dropped 29 tonight, and then 2 days later he's out. It's one of those damn injuries that just doesn't go away.
Yeah, and plus with just applied pressure. The guy obviously when he was out for like those 2 games, that was from him just like slowly recuperating it, but just like him coming back and playing a very intense game against the Memphis Grizzlies, and then to play another intense game in altitude, if that makes any factor, but in altitude against the Denver Nuggets, obviously that was him just pressing his luck. Right.
And again, the Nuggets, they're a good team that has a solid performance in the playoffs last year against these Lakers. Those 2 games in particular were probably going to be tough for him to come back in. He killed it the first time out, but the second time he's back on the day-to-day. So I would hope they hold him out as long as they possibly can. I would lean more, towards long time out because, again, I feel like this roster, when it's healthy, can beat anybody. But playing him sooner than later, I think, will result in an injury that leaves him out for a lot longer than just this season.
Yeah, and I'm like I said, I'm with Adam. It's just kind of scary the fact that that AD's, I guess, in injury. I guess would you consider him injury prone, Adam?
I thought that was the thing against him. He couldn't always stay healthy until he got in the Lakers. But then last year he played with almost no injury, and of course now this year it's not just any injury; it's an Achilles injury, which is the worst. That's what took out. That's what derailed towards the end of Kobe's career. An Achilles injury can really be bad. What bothers me is that he's still relatively young. He's not even 30 yet, right? And he already has an Achilles injury. Usually, that's an injury that'll kill an old man's career. As again, Kobe's an example. I know in Major League Baseball, Ryan Howard, who was very good for a long time, popped his Achilles in a playoff game, is never the same guy again. So, it's odd that injury is hitting someone who's younger than most who get it, but I would still err on the side of caution because, regardless of what happens in the regular season, you're not winning without AD in the playoffs.
Yeah, and Mike, Gary, and I were just giving each other a eek face because he was hurt. Anthony Davis was hurt last year against for the Lakers because he had that shoulder injury, and then his ankle injury, which was pretty bad. We were almost sure, there is a chance that the Lakers could have not finished the finals without him because we were all our heart attack was about to happen right there. But Anthony Davis, I think he sucks it up more when he's on the Lakers than if he were to say back on the Pelicans, because with the Lakers he wants to play, whereas the Pelicans he's I could say it's like when you're in a relationship and you're all right, I'm getting good, I'm working out, I'm trying to save my best assets for my next partner, not this person.
Different environment. He's got a hot girl. Before he just had some chick who wouldn't leave him alone. You know what I mean? Now he's got to put some effort into this girl now, and that's what it is like to play for a championship Lakers team. It brings up another element, and in this case, it might be an element that ends up hurting him and the team in the long run. Because again, whatever you're going to do in February, April and May are what matters, and hopefully he's there at that time.